guys, we're in a bear. I was wrong about Bitcoin. I thought Bitcoin was gonna hold this line up here, right? But I did have this line, and I actually did end up actually also predicting the bottom on Bitcoin, right? If you just go to the daily, I had this line. You could have had this line a long time ago, right? But I had it. You go to the topmost candle, you connect it to the next white candle, right? So look, in the first drop, look, you had a perfect retest right there of the line, right? But in the future, if you go to the next open candle, and then you go to the next open candle, look what happened here. You hit it perfectly. And that's how, if you follow the rules, right? Because some people just draw lines just like wherever. Right there looks good. And it'll be like on weird time frames and shit. Anyway, but it's if you follow the rules, you get perfect accuracy like that. So anyways, I had that line there. On top of that, guys, these lines I just found here, these orange lines, look, if you go to the weekly, that's why they're orange. That's how I got it, I believe. If you do those same rules, right, you start with the bottom of the move, this gray candle on the bottom side, right? On top, you use the white candles. But look, you connect to the first one, and then you go to the next open candle, and then there was nothing else over here to connect to, right? So that's it. And then from there, you start another line, which is this one, right? And you do the same rules until you end up here, actually. And then what happened? Let me look. You also called the bottom. I don't know what's going on with this yellow line, but on the daily it looks right. So you could have called it two ways, right? And ever since then, we've been going sideways. And it's weird because there's so many things happening. Not only is World War III starting, which I said would be so if we lost this line. Because at first I was thinking we were gonna hold here because the top hadn't, the cycle thing hadn't hit yet, right? We hadn't had an altcoin season yet. I thought regulation was gonna pass, right? But we've been fooled, right? They're the bankers and the people, they've been beating us, right? They've been kicking crypto in the nuts. So anyways, they took us to the max pain level, which was right here. So the question is, are we gonna hold? Well, I don't know, right? Because a lot of people believe that, don't believe, but on the charts, you see, we always go back down to this white line right here. Let me turn this off for a second so I can show you guys, right? The end of every bear, I guess, we always come down here to test this line. The last bear, we even went under it. And this time with it, we came down here, but we didn't even kiss it. We got close. So the question is, are we gonna come back here? And if so, well then, I guess it makes sense to come back down to retest this line and even lower, right? I'm thinking maybe even a level like here would be interesting to me. This guy or this one, let me see, this one. Have we broken a candle there? Yeah. So this one would be the big one. This would be on the weekly, right? This is like a, you see, every time we came down into the zone, we just got back up. So we might come back and attack that area. That's a max pain zone too, because you liquidate all these people that are trying to go long at that point. Let me go into the daily. Let's see what else we can find. Let's turn off the 200 for now, but maybe there would be a good level. Yeah, I wonder if we're going all the way over here. What if World War III starts? I don't really know, right? But then that means we would go to this support. Look, if we fell there tomorrow, it would be perfect. That would be crazy, right? World War III. I mean, is war gonna be good for Bitcoin? I think so. Especially if the dollar collapses, right? Which I think it is. I've been saying that on my Bad Money channel. Check this shit out. I'm talking about the $2 called the top on gold, guys. Look, I had this line before it happened. Look, I had this line before gold hit it. If I can call it as it was happening, using these techniques, right? Right here, this is my dollar prediction, right? That if we lose this green line right here, we're gonna come back down to test one of these lines. And I think it's struggling. Let's see, where is it? I'll just show you guys live. See, the dollar is being held down by this line right here, this original line, which is sort of the same level like the one I think could bounce Bitcoin. See, everything, you come into this line, the zone, boom, you pull back. Come into the zone, you pull into the zone. Are we gonna pull back, or is gold, or is the dollar just gonna pop and start coming down here? We don't know, right? We just have the lines. But if we lose this line, then get ready because the dollar is going to crash. So what does that mean for crypto? Or if you're an American and the dollar's collapsing, are you going to adopt the yuan, or are you going to take a chance with cryptocurrencies, right? Bitcoin to start off with, right? Because that's the one everyone pushes on you, and Ethereum. Everyone's pushing on you Solana and XRP through Coinbase, right? And these people are the ones passing the regulations, so you have to be careful because there is such a thing as crypto cartels. And now Trump's made it political because he's involved himself in here. He's been one of the worst things for crypto. He's just benefiting from it. He just dumped the meme coin on us. He was like, this fucking bull run is starting. That was the sign as a crypto person. He drops a meme coin. You're like, holy shit, is this it? And nope. He just dumped right away. And then there was the Melania coin. And now he has this World Liberty Financial. Let's see what they're doing. Are they buying? Because they've been hugging this line for a minute. Check that out. So I think if you see World Liberty above here, 13 cents, watch out. They know something, right? Trump's gonna know before the pump. This is a total market crap. So this is all the cryptos excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we also hit that line perfectly if you follow the guide, and this one too on the weekly. But I don't know, if Bitcoin dumps, maybe we come into the zone, something to watch out for. Gold, ever since I called it, right? And the reason I called it was interesting though, but check this out. This is what I'm saying, this manipulation. On the weekly, you go to the bottom candle of this move, you do the thing. We found support there multiple times. And when you lost it, we came and kissed it before gold broke its all-time high again 10 years later. That's, I think, 10 years, right? What is this? September, October of 2011? And we broke out over here in October of 23. And what blows my mind that I called this, right? But also on silver, look, this, I believe this is, I don't believe it's manipulation right here. It's in the charts. It's the same exact thing. And then especially when you look at Bitcoin versus gold, right? This is what I'm telling you guys. If this shit breaks above this area, watch out. You're better off in gold than Bitcoin. Maybe Elon's gonna grab an asteroid with gold in it, and then gold's gonna crash. I don't know. I think gold could still go up. Maybe gold does get back above here after a correction. Maybe it's going towards 200. That'd be crazy if it came all the way over here. That's a fat drop for gold. I'm not sure, right? The next zone on gold. If I was a gold guy, if I was, what's his face? Peter Schiff, what levels would I be looking for? He's all over the news again, but you're not gonna see him after this next pump. So let's say something like that. I think gold is gonna bounce. I'll just do it live, right? To put it on the record. Something like that. That's the next bounce zones for gold. Let's lock it in. I don't know, let me see. Any other levels that I would be looking to long gold on? So that one, I think we're gonna break below that one, but that holds the move. So I don't know if it would hold forever and then we keep coming down to the next zone. But I'll map that out when we get there if you're a gold person. But man, Peter Schiff's gonna be sweating balls if we go here. That's a level. Maybe we go below it and you come back here. Damn, son. I think gold still has a long way to go, and so does silver. Look, it's the same chart, guys. This is manipulation, right? And there's a war between old money and the new money. If you don't understand that, then you need to wake up, because how money works is the only thing that matters. Money is the only thing between you and everything you want, and we live in a sick society. And we live in a money theism, right? Money is our one true God, apparently. That's all we care about. And the manipulation is real. Look at this, silver, same chart, guys. And now, so I was wrong about Bitcoin, like I was saying. I get emotional about it, but look, you gotta give me credit, dude. We were holding down this zone for weeks, son. And then when it broke, I did warn you guys about this line. And you could have drawn it differently. I probably had it something like that at one point. But this, following the rules, this is the right way. Look, it held you down, came down, and then what happens when you break out of it is it usually come back and retest. That's what happened. So there you go, man. There's two ways where we could have called. We don't know if this line is gonna hold, right? We just know that it's gonna have a bounce at least. That's all we can do. And now the question is, are we gonna come back down here? It's possible. That's the last line. That's a $35,000 Bitcoin. At that point, something's going really wrong with the war and all that. It's getting out of control, the economy, right? What if crypto goes sideways for 10 years? We don't know. Bitcoin and gold and silver did that. It just went sideways for 10 years. That could be us. But I believe in the technology. I believe that Bitcoin and Ethereum are just the beginning, but these people don't understand what Pandora's box they just opened up. There's no way to stop this beast. It's like your grandpa trying to control you, but they don't know that we live in an open source world. This is our world now. We live in the future now. The world's about to change. A bunch of people are about to lose their jobs, right? We live in a sick society. We got AIs and robots. And look at the charts I'm showing you guys. This is future money, right? This is what they want, because the people that control the old money, BlackRock and Larry Fink, are talking about a one chain to rule them all. I think they're gonna use Ethereum to stash their cash, because Ethereum is too expensive for regular people already. And look how many times Ethereum's held this line, guys. Look, it's just inside this triangle, and this triangle doesn't end until, when is this? I can't even see it on the map, dude. It's past 27. What year is this? It must be like 2030 when this pattern ends. So I guess Ethereum could go a little lower, come back up a little above it, come back down until 2030. I don't know. But if you believe in the asset, then continue to DCA, especially when you're near these levels, right? This is support. Good time to start getting in. This is Ethereum dominance. Look how long this line has been holding Bitcoin versus down. Ethereum measuring Bitcoin, basically. We're trying to break out, trying to hold support right here, but let's see what happens. Let's look at some alts. Let me look at oil, because look, even with the TA, you would have had these lines, and you know that when you break out, this was a quick one though. I wish Bitcoin would do this. Broke above it, came down, retest, and then explosion. That's kind of crazy. And the question is oil gonna break? And Iran is promising that oil is gonna get to 200. Is that good or bad for Bitcoin? I think it's good, especially if you're one of these countries that's getting bombed. Why the hell would you be in something like gold that you can't just easily move in and out of the country? You want to be in something like Bitcoin, so you can, as long as you remember your phrases, your 12 or 24 words, you're good anywhere with an internet connection around the world, right? So I think, fuck the boy, that's good for Bitcoin. How many people are over there dying that had Bitcoin? How many hard drives or how much Bitcoin's already lost just because of the war? I'm sure there was a bunch of Palestinian kids, for example, that had crypto. It's just crazy, dude. And these charts, look how these lines are so accurate over time. It just blows my mind. And is Bitcoin coming down here? You guys think it's possible? That would be bananas. I guess the way we'll know that the pain is over is, for me, is here, right? Because I can't draw any lines after this, right? This is on the daily, so I'll do yellow. Orange right here is the weekly, right, that we hit. So if we can get above this yellow line, we might come above it and then retest it, and then if we start pumping, it's like, oh, then we know that this was the bottom, let's say. But until then, I guess there's always a possibility we go down here. But I don't know. I feel pretty bullish. My whole plan the whole time, all I've done is lose money in crypto, because my whole plan was to buy altcoins up here and not sell until we got into this red line, because historically, when this line is going up, you're better off just buying Bitcoin, and when it's going down, you're better off going into alts. And I've been saying since over here that I felt like once we broke out of this line, we broke down, and we hit it we hit it as a rejection, that would be the beginning of altcoin season. But it feels like that's so far away. But yet, look, we're collapsing. This big candle right here was the first big drop on Bitcoin. And honestly, the altcoins have held better than Bitcoin, because they're already at the floor. Look at some of my favorites. Look at HBAR, rock bottom prices. Are we gonna come hit this line? Possibly, if Bitcoin drops to the 200 SMA, let's say, right? I don't see why HBAR couldn't come here. That's approximately 6-7 cent HBAR. That's a good buy. ICP is one of the craziest charts on all of crypto, because at one point it was worth, look where you're buying. You're buying a $2.38 ICP, and when it first started it was up to $500 or something. I don't even remember, something ridiculous. Look at this chart. Ever since then it's just been death, and yet I think it's good technology. Actually, nothing is on AWS, right? From Amazon Web Services as storage. Nothing's in it. It's all in these canisters, and they already have stuff like AI. So seems like a pretty cool chain to me. Also, how you don't have to have a 12-word phrase. You just get a handle like a regular person, right? Like everyone else should. That's why I like ADA handles too. But then look at ADA 2, man. One of my favorites. The most decentralized crypto in the game. It was the number one last bull run, right? It went from 3 cents out here to $3. It was bananas, and I never sold, man. All I've done is just fucking lose money. But look, ADA's also inside this triangle, and if it's not going to zero, and it's going high, I don't know where. I should try to figure it out. I'll do that on my X. But look, assuming, I really believe ADA's gonna be up here someday. I think it can hit $10 someday, no problem. In the next 5-10 years, $10 is possible. 20, 30. I think ADA is like the Apple of crypto, but people haven't realized it yet, because they also really, it's peer reviewed, it's mathematically proven, it's never gone down like Solana, right? Which is one of the ones that Larry Fink likes to push on your ass. But also, actually good news with XRP and ADA and Solana, they're all commodities apparently, so that's good. Anyways, but Charles, who did ADA, I met him before, he also did Midnight, which I'm pretty excited to see what happens with this, because this is like a 5th generation cryptocurrency. Most people are just beginning to, most people don't understand how money works, but most people are beginning to understand how Bitcoin works, right? They're beginning to wrap their heads around it. And then after that, some people sort of understand Ethereum. I don't think they understand something like Cardano, and they definitely do not understand what the hell this is. And this thing just got airdropped into all these other chains like Solana and XRP and Bitcoin and Ethereum. And everyone was able to mine it. No one was able to buy it. It was just airdropped to a bunch of us freely. It's still being airdropped because it's being airdropped slowly so that people don't dump it. But honestly, it's a baby coin. It's only been out for a couple weeks. We're back at support. How much lower can it go? So I'm keeping my eye on that one. And remember, if Cardano did number 1 last time, I think this could be number 1 this time. I don't think people know what it is yet, but they're gonna get slapped in the face. They have this thing, Midnight City, where they have all these AIs actually doing transactions. There's all these AIs building shit in Midnight City, and they're using night. And in order to have night, you gotta have a Cardano node. But look, Cardano's in the dirt. So I'm beginning to DCA into this to the max. I believe in these projects. I believe in the future, especially like I said, like as an American, if the US dollar goes to shit, are you gonna go into the yuan? Are you gonna go into the pesos, or what? Are you gonna stay in a dollar that's getting destroyed, or are you gonna go into something that's capped, right? Something that governments don't control and can't just destroy away, inflate away, right? You want to have the tools and the access, the same tools as the elites do, right? I don't think people don't understand that AI needs crypto. I don't know why you're investing in crypto when blockchain is really what's really take AI to the next level, right? You're not going to give the AI access to your bank account. You're going to give him digital money to play with and do shit for you, right? So put 2 and 2 together, man. Wake up. This is the future, whether we like it or not, or not, right? Maybe we do World War III and we all get nuked, and well, that's all she wrote. But if we survive this and we still have electricity and all that, then I believe the future is going to be more digital, not less digital. AI is pretty impressive already, but it's not perfect. It's still a lot of things it can't do. But it's going to get to the point where you just talk to it and it's just going to do things for you. Build me this, build me that, or make me a website. You already sort of can do that, but it's still tweaky and it's not accessible to everyone. But it's coming, and they need blockchains in order to do transactions for you. And you got to give them their own wallet. And you have these AI agents, and they're gonna need an avatar, an identity. That's gonna be their NFTs, right? And what's cool is that now we have something like Night, where we can keep our identity and privacy secure. So this is the beginning. You can vote on the blockchain, right? That's what Cardano's trying to, like, a governance system. This is basically the first digital government. And what's good about it is it's in complete harmony with the ideals of our country and of the founding fathers, of freedom, of sound money. And I don't know, people say that it's not backed by anything, but I don't care. Our money right now is not backed by anything. And I don't think gold is bad. I think gold is worth something, but I think gold is just a metal. It's not money. I'd rather have something, I want a fair game for everyone, something that's not riggable, that where they can't just hide the bullshit. They can't just hide the donations to their political parties, where they can't just hide all the corruption that goes behind the scenes. It's crazy how our politicians just get to do this whole stock market thing, right? And dump on us. They take their insider knowledge to trade, right? And make millions of bucks. This is crazy, man. It's crazy that our politicians just make more money than the job actually says you're supposed to make, right? They're all millionaires somehow. So what else? Coinbase looking good. I don't know, maybe we come down here, right? We're just bouncing in this triangle, but if we can get above here, that's a good sign. Ondo, they're connected to BlackRock. We're at rock bottom basically. We hit this line right here. Holy shit. But once Ondo, I don't know, maybe it can go even lower. Who knows, right? But if Ondo can get back above this orange line, we know the pain is over. Watch out. And BlackRock's behind it, right? They own half of the world, and everyone just buys everything they tell you to buy, like Ethereum. And let's see, how's XRP doing too? Speaking of the crypto cartels, I got some XRP though, so I'm gonna say, not stupid. I got a kid coming. But look, this line's been holding it down. Look at this crazy drop. I didn't have this line until this drop, right? But we've been holding here as support. We came back into this line that we haven't been able to break out of, and we had a quick rejection. So let's see how deep in here. Let's see if XRP can hold once again. I think it probably goes and tries to liquidate all these people. So I could see it going below here, let's say, but maybe right there. So let's see what happens with XRP. But hold on once it breaks out of here, I guess I would say. Sui maybe coming because it kisses that line. We're at rock bottom prices. Why would you not be buying these assets? Like, people, you need to begin to learn about these and pick 5 that makes sense to you and DCA into it. Just go on Coinbase and put it weekly, whatever you can lose, I get, not stress out about. Think about it as a savings account. Put $5 into your 5 cryptos each, right? Each week or whatever. Spread them out, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Choose a different crypto, $5 or whatever you can afford. $1 or $10 every week or $20 every month, whatever you can, man. But first you should learn about it, right? You shouldn't take my word for it. But I just go based off the lines, to tell you the truth. I don't care what chart you give me. It could be anything. I'm gonna go off the charts. I recently bought this BitTensor, and I was glad I bought it because BitTensor and Hyperliquid are my best buys recently because they're the only things that are pumping right now. BitTensor is like an AI play, and it has the tokenomics of Bitcoin, where it's also capped at 21 million. And every 4 years, I guess there's a cycle. I'm still learning about it. I just FOMOed into it because I saw it right here breaking out, and I keep hearing people talking about it, so I just fucking bought it. But now I'm learning about it. I don't know much, but let's see what happens. I just threw these lines on the 4 hour. That's why it's green. And let's see what happens. This is BitTensor. Do I have Hyperliquid? Oh, here's Hype. It's one of my better buys too. Ever since it broke out of this line. This is what I'm saying. Once these cryptos break out of this line like Hyper is doing, watch out. But I think Hyper's, now that I'm looking at it, let me see. Maybe it's being held down from a different perspective here. That's what it is. Okay, Hyper broke. Let's forget this line. This line doesn't make sense anymore. Fuck off. All right, so Hyper is just bouncing in here. It just got rejected. I didn't see that before until right now. But you guys see the power of the line, son. And what is this? The Fed needs to hurry up and fucking start printing some money, no? Fuck, look at it. And then they took it back, and now, come on, man. Pinche pal. Look, China versus the USA. Dude, it looks like the yuan's gonna rip all the way to this line. That's just what happens. These lines are like gravity, and they call the price to these areas. It always amazes me how these things play out over and over and over again, and in different time frames, right? So this is still happening. If I was to zoom into the 15 minutes, I'm not in here, but you know, it's happening at every time frame on Bitcoin, right? Like if I go into a 15-minute chart, right? These things are happening too. Every trade starts in the 1 minute, let's say. Like you broke out of here and you came back and you broke down, right? You came up, you got rejected. This is where you take a short. And maybe we try to come back up here. It's like gravity. And right now, the price is being held down from here, something like that, to the next candle, to here. So let's see if Bitcoin can stay above here. But what I'm saying is that this is happening in all the time frames, right? I go into the 5 minutes, and you have another sort of line here. Max pain would be like right here. Remember, we come down here. There was another one from here to here. It looks like we just broke it. Oh no, man, it came up here. Right, they're everywhere. You go into the 1 minute. Now you're creating some sort of downward support here, right? On the 1 minute. Maybe you come down here, you're gonna get a bounce. I think you're gonna get a bounce, or maybe not. Maybe you come down to this line, then you get the bounce, and then you come back up, right? I don't know. But something happens at these lines. You buy a line, you sell a line, okay? Buy a line, put your stop here. Look, boom, chinga su madre. Right here, you take profits or whatever, you get out, call it a day. How much is this? But this is on the 1 minute. Let's say you got in here and you got out here. That's not that impressive. But you know what I'm saying? This is on the 1 minute. You can do this on the 4 hour, right? Whatever you like. So anyway, let me delete these folks. But see, it starts looking chaotic. So what lines actually matter? That's where the talent and the expertise, you got to put in the time, and then you'll see these patterns repeating. You'll begin to feel how the market moves and stuff. So what do you guys think? Is Bitcoin come down and retest this line again, or we come to the 200 SMA? I don't know, let me know. 200 SMA, son, right there. Apparently we always go down there. I guess we'll find out soon. Stay safe, peace and love. See you in the next one. Peace.